girl, good girl. How's everybody doing? My name's Mike. I got Miss Bella with us today. She's an 8-month-year-old rottweiler. So what we're doing today with her is we're working with her her sitting, and we're also working on her heel. Now I have 2 stools out here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those to go in between and get the dog to actually stay with me and start like pivoting her butt so that she's coming with me. And I also want her to understand, follow me, follow the leash. The stools are going to make that more apparent to her that, look, this is the way I want you to go, and it's going to guide her more with me if we use them in a specific fashion. So what I'm going to do is, up against the wall, I'm just going to have her sit actually next to the stool, but on the wall, but in line with the stool. The stools will become a marker for her. And then on the way back, I'll just kind of walk her through here, depending on how I feel. I'm going to walk her through different ways and then have her sit. So this is just an exercise I created for her that's going to help her. You know, we're using the wall. She needs that to sit right now. And we're going to use the stools to get her to stay with me and heel. And understand, you know, stay behind me so you can understand where I'm going before you know, try to get ahead. So we're going to go ahead and start. All right, girl, you ready? Heel. Sit. So, good girl. Good job. Heel. Okay, sit. Give her a little pressure. Good girl. See, that's much less pressure than the day before. Heel. Tug, tug to get her to come heel with me. So here I'm going to use this stool. See how it swings her butt out like that? That's what I want. Good girl. Good girl. And then right back to the stool, to our sit position. No, heel. Sit. Good girl. She's doing a very good job. So this is muscle memory from the last video you saw. Heel. Sit. So she tries to sniff the ground. Tug, tug. No. Sit. Good. So I want her to sit when I ask her. I don't want to tell her good girl when she's sniffing on the ground, but since she's new, I'm letting her know when she sits, good girl, that's what I want. When the dog tries to go to the ground to sniff something, they're trying to explore or track, we must block that to get proper behavior from the dog. Good girl. See how she's looking at me? Instead of sniffing the ground, looking at the ground for things, now she's good girl. She's looking at me for direction. Okay, girl, heel. So again, using the stool, she's distracted by insects, so she's just, you know, it's easy for her to get distracted. Tug, tug. So she has to kind of pay attention to me more. Good girl. Good job, girl. Good girl. See, I want her to follow that leash just like this. Tug, tug. Sit. Good girl. No pressure on that. Good girl. Good sit. That's what I want. Beautiful. Good girl. Good sit. So these stools are going to help her sit. The stool is going to help her know where I want her to sit. So you can use something like this as a marker. You can use anything you put on the ground or anything that could be a signal to the dog. Even the eye bolt right there on the wall. I got one back here. I could use those as a marker for her. Good girl, good sit. This is why we hold our affection back. We hold it back for when she does something good like this that we want, and then she's going to hold this position because she likes the affection. So that's why we hold our affection back until the dog does something that we want. That's a good girl. Heel. Tug, tug to get her to come heel. Tug, tug. Sit. Good girl. And just because we're using a prong collar doesn't mean that she's feeling any pain. She's just feeling a very light tug from me. You know, she's a big dog, but we can still usually get the dog to do what we want just by giving pulsing, you know, pulsing the leash. Like tug, 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 like come on, let's go, tug, tug, tug. It's just communication, you know. It's not even so much that it's a correction. It's really just like, hey man, this is the direction I want you to go in. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Tug, tug to get her to come with me. Good girl. Sit. So she goes, good girl, good sit. If she goes to sniff anything, so I want her to face this way. So I don't want her to face that way. There you go, good girl, good sit. I don't want her looking behind her. That's why we use the wall. I use the wall and I pinch her in between me. So even that I can correct her just by a short tug, just to let her know. Good girl, good sit. Now she's looking at me. That's what I want. So she's doing a good job. That's going to be it for her session right now. The way we do it, the way I feel it works best with most dogs, is short sessions. Get her to have success. Like, she did a good job out here. I'm petting her more than I'm not petting her. So we're going to go ahead and do this every day. We're going to do this multiple times a day. We do short sessions, 5 to 10 minutes with the dog, and you make baby steps with the dog to increase, to increase them wanting to do things for you. You want to have a bunch of success in these short sessions. Good girl, good sit. See, I'm just happy right now. What I like from her is that since she's just learning, she's starting to hold her sit more. So that's good. I can encourage that with her. Good girl, good sit. Sit. No, sit. No, sit. So we want them, we don't say stay, I just tell the dog to sit, and we repeat the command. Stay would mean there's another part of the command. So we want her to sit, we just repeat sit.